Woo! While they sleep, we work. While they sleep, we work.
You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
Nosfero, does this word not sound like the death bird culling the living dead at dawn? It is the name both ghouls and demons dare not say, for they know it means death for the undead.
hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication.
What is up, all of you fine people? What are you doing up at 3:50 a.m. on the East Coast? I don't know what time it is where you are, but I just was sitting here and I said to myself, you know, Mrs. Ingetti has told me lately that she wishes I would get on a sleep schedule so that she could spend time with me in the morning. And I thought to myself, well, there's two different ways you could look at that. One of the ways you could look at that is if I stay awake until she wakes up, technically I'm seeing her in the morning. So, I mean, think about it that way, guys. I don't know what to tell you, but there's a lot of different truths in there. Let's see who we've got here in the chat. What is up? We've got channel member Arum Faye. Good to see you, and hail to you, channel member. Always great. Thank you for your support. Jeremy Burtz is here. Hail to you, American Comics Company. You are always in good company when American Comics Company is in the house. Mighty Geek Studios, the mightiest of geeks and studios, dare I say. It is great to see you. Shitbird Militia, hail the mighty Shoth. Hail to you, my mighty bird. Let me see here. We have got Sumo Thori is here. I tip my cap to you, Sumo Thori. And the groomsman. Nope. What's up, Groomsman? How you doing? It's 2:50 a.m. Central Time. I like where your head's at, Mighty Geek Studios. I like where your head is at. That is how we have to keep it, folks. That is how we have to keep it. So it's time to do some painting. It's time to do some talking, some hanging out. It was a day, it's been a few days, but it was a day of contemplation today. It was a day of wonderful contemplation. I had a fun time. I guess it was about 24 hours ago. But I had a fun time with Bancroft and Rob, my brothers in Australia. Hail to you, wherever you are, gentlemen. We were talking about various things, and I was thinking about this idea that people keep saying, which I do appreciate, but sometimes, you know, to quote or paraphrase Dave Chappelle, it's like having a warm sweater that itches, this particular compliment. And it was a compliment someone was saying, people could say that I'm very positive. And I was like, what do I think about all that? What is that about? And it was such a strange thing because it's such a wonderful compliment and all of that. And I do appreciate it. And I started, kind of sitting back and really thinking about it. And I realized I have a genuinely positive outlook that's funny enough to speak to that comment that is very much forged in just the realities of life, the things that people go through and all of those kinds of things, but more importantly, the realities of life that are positive. And I started thinking about what I think is important to acknowledge, which is what's going on in the quote-unquote, culture war, what's going on in Comicsgate, and thinking about this idea of positivity, but who is presenting a positive alternative? I saw a really amazing video by a gentleman named Michael French who has a channel called Retro Blasting, and he was just he gave me a perspective of something that I hadn't considered, and I just started thinking about this idea of we're making the new stuff, but the new stuff that we're making is very inspired by this kind of classic work that really promoted American ideals like liberty and, liberty, presumption of innocence, all of the beautiful things that this country was founded on, and all of the ideals that it was founded on. And I started thinking about the idea that we have to start talking about those things that inspire us, because in our conversations about the things that don't inspire us, those are still dominating that conversation. And we need positivity, man. We need it. And I think that when I think about what's inspiring the work I'm doing, let me move the camera just a little bit so you guys have an easier time seeing where my brush is. There we go. And I was thinking about what Razor Fist is doing. He's got his book release coming up on December 12th. Hail Razor Fist, and congratulations to you, brother. And he was talking about the Iron Age, obviously, which is what we're here to do. And I just started thinking, I was like, what are the books I would tell people to read? What are the things that are worth talking about that we do? And he was talking about He was talking about the latest Indiana Jones movie and that kind of insanity. And I was thinking about, we really have to start pointing people in the direction, because people's hunger for pop culture and hunger for the arts is never going to go away. We've got to not only be creating an alternative, but pointing to an alternative. And I think those alternatives are things like Doc Savage. And I started thinking about how many people, and I know in this chat it's going to be a lot more than it would be a lot of other places, but how many people have really sat down and read Doc Savage books? You would be amazed at how brilliant they are. They're everything in so many ways that Indiana Jones is inspired by. But there's a ton of stuff in there that you won't be getting from any of those other characters that are trying to emulate what they're doing. And it's such an amazing thing, because I think that sometimes we need to be better advocates for that stuff that people should be looking at. You know, the stuff that's not going to demoralize you, the stuff that's not going to leave you thinking, like, what's the point? Because that is the first step in breaking people down and getting people to kind of be easily malleable, is demoralize them to the point to where they're having the conversations that you want them to be having, and they're feeling like the situation is hopeless. And again, just to cite something that Razor Fist quotes a lot, which is, the purpose of propaganda is not to convince you, it's to demoralize you. And that demoralization is one of those things that we talk about, but we don't talk enough about. How do you put energy into yourself? What is the stuff that gives you hope for the future? What is the artwork and things that you turn to? And so one of the things I was just curious about, for those of you guys tuning in here, and those of you guys who are in the chat, you maniacs up at this hour, I'd like to hear from you guys. What are some of the things that are inspiring you? What are some of the books that you've read, some of the movies you watch that don't, that leave you feeling inspired, hopeful, and optimistic, and that pass along values and virtues that you think are important for the next generation to be getting? What are the things that are going to show them the light? Because I tell you what, when I hear about my kids, English classes where they're reading, oh my gosh, Lord of the Flies and The Catcher in the Rye, I cannot fathom for the life of me how you expect someone to not be nihilistic after that kind of experience. It's just mind-bending to me. So let's see what we've got here. Mighty Geek Studios. Excellent. Great to see you, my friend. The best stories ever written were the pulps. I agree with that 100%. What are your faves? What are some of your favorite ones? Because Doc Savage in the Shadow, you guys know where I stand. But I'm just curious what other ones. Let me turn that camera a little bit so it's not out of frame. What are some of the other ones you guys are into? What's hitting you? I just recently read Razor Fist's book, Night Vale Book 1, which is The Long Moonlight. And then I'm going to be getting his book. That's new stuff. Old stuff to me, is a different conversation. So I'm dying to hear what you guys are into. The Phantom comic strips found in the newspaper. That is a great one. I have a collection from Hermes Press over there. I would tell anybody who is craving superhero adventure to go to the older stuff and check out the Phantom, because the Phantom is brilliant. It's one of the all-time great pulp characters, and comic characters for that matter too. Yeah, Phantom has my seal of approval, as do the Phantom serials with Tom Tyler. I freaking love those, man. Yeah, good call. Yeah, and hail to Jeremy Burtz. All of you guys here at this hour, you crazy maniacs. It's good to see you, Sumo Thori. Let me see here. And, honestly, that's the stuff that fuels what I'm doing here with Nosfero. That is the stuff. You cannot... There's a C.S. Lewis quote that I really like that says, in the absence of food, spiritual food or of any kind, the human being will consume poison. Their hunger will lead them to consume poison. And I think that I don't need new pop culture. I know I would suggest to someone, watch those original Star Wars movies. Those are great exemplars of the Western canon and pop culture. I think those are fantastic. Doc Savage for me, the old Turek, the Son of Stone, were some of my first floppies off the 7-Eleven 1970 spinner rack, American Comics Company. I tip my cap to you. Turek is awesome. Yeah, Turek is awesome. I love that stuff. I love that stuff. I got, it's funny enough, just as an aside to that, I got super into the Larry Buster Crabbe Flash Gordon serials. Love those. When I was teaching, I used to have a picture of him and one of the blonde sidekicks, so I don't know exactly which one that was from, because I had the Conquers the Universe DVD, but I had a poster print of Larry Buster Crabbe and with one of the many young ladies who played either Dale or Ming's daughter. I'm not exactly sure who she was playing, to be honest. What is up, John? Great to see you, my friend. Enrique Cabrera, you guys are making it rain in here. Hello all, Mighty Geek Studios. The Phantom was the first costumed hero created 2 years before Superman. Amen and hail. I've got a Phantom action figure over there of the classic comic version, which I love, man. Yeah, blast this stream out. Let people know. Who would be up at 4 a.m. in the morning? Oh, wait, you know who's up at this hour. I'm a lunatic. American Comics Company saying, yeah, exactly. 7-Eleven, man. That's the coolest thing. The entertainment came to you, and it met you where you were psychologically, which is great. Yeah, the covers were phenomenal, in my opinion. Oh, I'll see you on that one. I'll agree, man. And Sumo Thori is saying hello. Enrique Cabrera, hello. Mighty Geek Studios. The Spider and the Green Hornet are good. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Always great to see you, my man. Eric Grant, we have another channel member in here. Hail to you. I doff my cap to my channel members. I doff my cap to you, sir. Thank you for being here, and thank you for backing this channel. Hail! Doesn't matter if I can chat. That sounds very Boston, Enrique. Are you from Boston? Are you from the Boston area? I mean, probably not, but what's all this? Says Michael Bancroft. Hail to you, Michael Bancroft, my Australian brother. It is great to see you. 24 eyes pop culture. Good to see you, my friend, and good to see all 24 of your eyes. Yes, indeed. Yeah, look at all the love here. This is the thing, guys. We're talking about pop culture, but we're also talking about the Western canon, and we're talking about this weird concept that I've had leveled at me from time to time of positivity. Not sure how I feel about that. That's in that way lies madness. But I was thinking about what are the things that are outside of what we love in Comicsgate, outside of the new stuff. What are the things, what are the artworks and the works of writing and movies and fiction that we could point people to that is the counterpoint? What is our new Western and, dare I say, even American canon of works that we can point people to? Because I think that we need to start designing, and not even designing, but just laying out, some reading lists of things that are easily, accessible, that say, hey, you want to get your kids, or you're young, you're a teenager, you're 20-something, you feel like, where is the stuff that isn't nuts and Marxist and crazy? Where is this stuff? Where do you go, man? Where do you go? I've been thinking about that a ton. What is up, Slipstick? How are you doing, my friend? I tip my cap to you, Eric Grant. Hail indeed, Eric Grant. And let's see who else we've got here. We've got Michael says Arcany. I don't know what that is. Arcan. I don't know. I can't pronounce that. Sorry, it's a foreign word. Let me see here. The best femme fatales were also found in newspaper strips. Guys, I've got Frazetta, I've got Pulp Power, I've got Samson Pollin's women, the Pulp artists and his women, all over here next to me, and I look at that stuff and I go, oh wow, look, there's actually warm blood in those arts. That's pretty amazing. Hail, Sumo Thori. Hail, Ellie Munoz. Good to see you, my friend. Hail, Waffles, indeed, man. We need some waffles up in here. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. What is? Yeah, what's Arcany? Yeah, I know. Michael kind of left us hanging with that. It's if you're going to introduce into the chat something nobody's heard of, you probably want to let people know what it is and how you even pronounce it. It's a little weird. I mean, I'm not here to judge. Hi all, I'm driving. Okay, Michael, please, for the love of God, be careful. If you're driving, man, just please be careful. That's all I ask, man. Don't get distracted by my nonsense. What is up? Mike likes tacos, and amen, and I second that. Indeed. Yeah, Waffle Lodge forever. Waffle Lodge forever. Guys, can I just say this for a second here? I know this is unannounced, but when I see Waffle Lodge forever and people saying hail waffles and all that sort of stuff, guys, I gotta play a quick commercial break just to play this song for all my wafflers out there. You know I love you. You know I respect you. This one's for you.
Good morning. Come on in. Coffee's good, fresh and hot. There's a waffle in the baker on the grill. We're making bacon. You're always welcome back.
There we go. A little old school for you. Yes, people saying drive safe. Bancroft. Mighty Geek Studio says Black Sparrow, Miss Fury, and Masquerade come to mind. I like where your head is at, Mighty Geek Studios. You are a mighty geek. And hail, John. Yeah, we want our banks driving safely, man. That's what that's about. You know what I mean? That is what that is about. But yeah, man, it's like one day Michael and I we'll do a show in our minds, but one day we should do a show called Bank Shot. I think that would kind of work. That'd be a good play on both of our names. Yeah, pull over Bancroft and turn on your camera. No, do not do that. Do not do that. That's right. How come that guy already got Nosfero? Are you holding out on us? Well, he's from Venus. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. You know, he colonized here before. Yeah. Text safe drivers. Yes. What is up, Phil? How are you doing, brother? Hail to you, my Pulp brother. And I'm so excited for Razor Fist's second book, man. When you sent me that trailer, I was like, right on. Let's do this thing, man. Let's do this thing. Yeah, lots of love here, man. Lots of love here. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge... thank you for that question. That was a great lead-off. Why does that guy have a copy of Nosfero? That is a reference to Twilight Zone. If I was trying to raise... And he was very anti-communist, very anti-Marxist and collectivist. If I was trying to raise a generation in such a way that they understood American liberties and the humanities and the humanity of the American character, I would make them watch the entire run of the original Twilight Zone. That is absolutely in my, like, sort of library of canonical works to understand American pop culture. Oh gosh, let's follow that up with the original Star Trek. Those two. I would say The Shadow, particularly The Red Menace. I'd love for people to know that. Most people don't know that they're superhero works. They're so used to superhero works paying lip service, or in some cases, pushing sort of those ideas, Marxist ideas. But The Shadow actually has, The Red Menace, where they talk about, the kind of, awful aspects of communism during the, Red Decade and all of that. And I think it's great, man. I think that stuff is great, so I'd put that in there. But yeah, definitely Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone, if you've got kids that are old enough to watch Twilight Zone, and you're not watching that with them, you got to get your parenting stuff together. And I would also say, if you haven't watched the Twilight Zone all the way through in a while, get on it and watch it. Oh, I thought the two your show would be about Destiny. Yeah, that's true. Probably would be. Hello, Zaid Comics. It is a magic trick. Where are not supposed to be looking? Yes, exactly. Magic trick. Where are you not supposed to be looking? It's a magic trick. Where is it you are not supposed to be looking? You're absolutely right. No, that's absolutely right. What about Fahrenheit 451? I'll give you that. Yeah, Fahrenheit 451. Right on. And by the way, welcome, Sheeple Hunter. Good to see you. One day I will learn English. Listen, I'm not going to throw stones in that glass house, brother. My English is not exactly hooked on phonics, let me tell you. So yeah, those are definitely some strong contenders. I'd say Atlas Shrugged is absolutely one. And I was very excited to hear that the Daily Wire is actually going to be has the rights to do an adaptation of that. And I hope they don't screw it up, because no one's been able to bring that in for landing, like, ever. And that's one I would definitely say. Because, look, this is the thing, guys. Where do you go? The trick is not to get focused on the things that are depressing, that aren't ennobling, that aren't inspiring. That's the trick. The Shadow and the Green Hornet went through several stories about the evils of communism, indeed. If you're looking for anti-woke content, I would recommend the lectures of James Lindsay. Oh, absolutely. Well, and James Lindsay more on a... I would say, how do I word it? James Lindsay is great to listen to, and he does have some entertaining stuff. The biggest thing, and you're right, brilliant stuff, Ellie, 100% agree. Brave New World is a great one, too. Brave New World, of course, excellent. But here's the thing I would say. Let's think about this. There are, and I lump Atlas Shrugged into this, even though it's one of my favorite books. they're the didactic works of fiction, right? And those didactic works are things that essentially are lectures. I mean, in towards the tail end of Atlas Shrugged, you have that John Galt speech that goes on forever that I actually love and have listened to all the way through. I've heard people say that broke them and they couldn't do it. And I'm like, oh, come on, man, it was brilliant. But for me, I mean, I didn't have any issues with that. But I love it. But I can imagine if somebody is trying to read it and they're looking for entertainment, like, where is the entertainment? The thing about a lot of this sort of Marxist sort of stuff is it's playfully indoctrinating you while you're not thinking about it. It's getting you to think that, it gives you things that seem like great ideas, right? Or seem like they're wonderful. Look, we're all the same. And that sounds like a great idea, but they don't mean that we all, as human beings, a human life is precious. It's like there's no difference between us. Anybody is capable of what somebody else can do, and so that person has no inherent individual value. Those subtle things, where's that individualism? So when I talk about Doc Savage, the thing I think about Doc Savage is, one, it's fun. Two, Doc Savage is the ultimate human being, and everybody knows that. But he has members on his team who are each specialists that we can identify with, so much so that two of them appear in the Rocketeer graphic novel. So this is the question I'm asking. Where is and Star Wars is a really good example, where is the pop culture? I don't mean Star Wars the brand, I mean the first 1977 film. Where is the pop culture positivity and enthusiasm you can tap your feet to that make you feel excited about this whole thing, that's makes you want to get up in the morning and laugh? I mean, hell, I would say even some of those old issues of National Lampoon's magazine. We need something like that are hilarious and irreverent and sort of mocking the kind of liberal culture at various times, because you have to laugh. Where is the sense of humor? And I think that's probably the cold look into the abyss and the problems might very well be the strong point of culture, anti-woke culture on some level. But the stuff that's the most effective seems to be the comedy. Now I'm thinking, where's the adventure? Where's the adventure? Oh, shoot, hold on, I missed something. John, what is the curse of Atlas Shrugged not being able to be put well into a film? Oh, I got one for you there. One, there is no way that anybody in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, wants that movie to be effectively made. Because it is essentially a full frontal assault on bureaucracy, bureaucratic idiocy, the right to your own ideas, the right to your own mind. And they don't want artists or creators or individuals to have a right to that. So they have actually gone so far as to make the book Atlas Shrugged a work of almost untouchable literature. Like, it is just awful. Like, people are taught that Ayn Rand and Atlas Shrugged are terrible. You see things like this when Joss Whedon was doing a political ad, interestingly enough, against Mitt Romney. And I do not have a dog in that fight. I'm not particularly fascinated by politics. Let me be really clear about that. But he said something really interesting. He's like, in the zombie apocalypse that will happen if this guy gets elected, you want to be friends with people who are strong or fit. He goes, unless they read a lot of Ayn Rand. The idea being that if people read Ayn Rand, they're about survival of the fittest and they don't care about others, which is the opposite of what Ayn Rand is about in that book Atlas Shrugged's about. It's about a bunch of like-minded people finding each other. And it's not about one person and others don't matter. It's ridiculous. John, remember, Gabe, they used the word verisimilitude in the terminal list. Yes, it's true. Yes, verisimilitude is a big one. I love that word, too. It is great. I'm working on a Red Scare Masquerade story. Thank God. Why am I not being contracted to do art for that? Find that money for down the line. Excellent. Yeah, great word, John. Mike likes tacos. Reading, shoot, these kids haven't read much of anything. Not curated by apps. Anything more than 10 years old probably hasn't been seen by a 14 or by a 14-year-old, even the biggest movie. So here's one for you, right? This is the thing. The adults in your life, right, used to take you aside and say, hey, let's check this out. Hey, let's watch. Have you seen this movie? Isn't this cool? They're still adults doing this. It's what they're asking young people to check out that is the problem. And some of it's a little disturbing, right? So where are the adults who were saying to kids, or out there, and I don't mean saying them too specifically. I mean putting out there, dude, reaching out and saying to this generation, hey guys, you know why you feel miserable? You know why you feel disappointed? You know why you feel like, you're empty? You're missing this whole thing. And you've been instructed in how not to live a life. You've been instructed in how not to have fun, how not to trust other people. And so I always do things like I try to tell people, check out this YouTube of this audiobook. I've been surprised at how many people with restless minds like listening to audiobooks as they go to sleep. Even young people, they're like, oh, this is good. Some people are going to hate those. Some people still devour books and love to read. But it's about going to people where they are, and that's the thing that gets me about it. We got to do that more. We need Mad Magazine. Yes, we do. We need a real one. They're all propaganda outlets now. Absolutely right. I've been watching a lot of Abbott and Costello. I love Abbott and Costello. Every Halloween, Abbott and Costello, Meet the Mummy and Frankenstein the Wolfman do it for me. I love those flicks. But then, of course, everything else they do is great. But those are important. Yeah, Costello, very much a play between masculine and feminine roles. I even discovered 2 of their films I've never seen before. Hell, there's probably more than that for me. Zaid Comics, I'm from Essequam Videri State, kind of antithetical, laugh out loud. Abbott and Costello make me laugh like I'm 10 again. They absolutely do that for me. What is up, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969? It is great to see you. Atlas Shrugged is so individualistic that it makes no sense to the hive mind. So here's what I tell people. If you can't get somebody to want to read Atlas Shrugged, if they're like, man, that book is a tome, which it is, again, to paraphrase Razor Fist, I love it. The best audio adaptation I have on CD over here somewhere. Let me get who did it. It was put out. It's been on YouTube off and on, but I wanted to have it because I don't like the idea of it being possible for people to take these things down. Read by Scott Brick. It is a great adaptation of Atlas Shrugged. You can still get it on CD. It came out in 2008. I'd encourage you to get it. It's one of the best readings of that book, in my humble opinion. All right, but I would say this. Start them with, if they want to understand like that individualistic aspect of Ayn Rand and what she was saying, get them to listen to the short novella Anthem. It's a very short listen, and it covers most of those bases. And if after they read it, they're like, wow, this is amazing, I'd love to see something more in depth with this, then tell them, take a look at Atlas Shrugged. Listen to that audiobook. I know a lot of you guys are driving, a lot of you guys are doing jobs in some instances where you have time for an audiobook, or sometimes you guys are doing jobs where you don't have time for an audiobook, but when you get home, my God, you need something to take you out of things, and sort of enjoy yourself. And that's why I say, while Atlas Shrugged is great, if you're in the mood to relax, it could be like doing your taxes at that hour, even though it is a great book and it really has some great, laugh for the gallows stuff in it. I'd love to see people after a hard day's work settling down and, again, hopefully enjoying watching me paint. And thank you guys for being here. Make sure you do hit the like and share this out today. Is that, oh, he's chatty today like another day. I broke out my DVDs for my nieces. They will be around. Good movies. Yes, that is so good, Mike Tacos. I'm so glad to hear that. Smartphones and kids are a bad idea. Yup, and that's going to change in our lifetime. People are going to be like, nope. Let me see here. Listen to American Revolution speeches. That's a good one, Michael Bancroft. Again, we're trying to get the kids here. No, I'm kidding. That's a great idea, Michael. Michael, by the way, his son is... Michael, I'm going to make some lore about your son that's not true, but I want to get it started. Michael Bancroft named his son after Clark Savage of Doc Savage fame. None of that is true, but I'd like to start that rumor. I think that would be great. And hail to Clark. Clark is a good lad. And much love and respect to Clark. Your dad is a great dude, so know that. And hail to Mel while we're at it. It's good. Oh, and Victoria, by the way, as well. Hail Victoria. Gotta make sure I say hello to all my peeps. Let me see here. My 3rd grade teacher gave me A Catcher in the Rye to read because the other books didn't challenge me. I don't think she had ever read it herself. I didn't understand it till I was older. Yeah, The Catcher in the Rye for me is one of those books that I would be happy and fine with us taking out of circulation, to be honest. I don't mean like, that's a joke, by the way. I think all books should be there, but I mean it should not be something that they spend... This is an actual thing that happens in my kids' lives. I don't think they should spend 6 weeks on it in high school. That book is so like where does it take you? Where does it lead you? Do you know what I mean? In some ways, it's like, and I remember reading Ken Kesey's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We had that in English class, and that was in some ways to me much more of a an interesting take on, you know, rejecting authoritarianism and trying to break out and having your mind suppressed. I think that Lord of the Flies, which is another book that they're, you know, still putting in front of kids. The Lord of the Flies and The Catcher in the Rye were written 3 years apart in the 50s. And they have just consumed English classes like nothing else. These two books written in the 50s at a time when, you know, the publishing industry and a lot of the arts and culture were being dominated by a particular ideology. And I think that the thing I want to see kids looking at, and we know Shakespeare is big in the Western canon, but where are the books, the fictional books, like, I mean, is it too much to ask that they read something like Doc Savage and The Shadow? I don't know. Just dropped in to say hi, night all. Eric Grant, hail to you, channel member, and have a great night. Sean Fair, Schneily, it's good to see you, my friend. Hello, darlings. Hello to you. The Catcher in the Rye just drives the imagination. Yeah, it can. It's one of those things. I have a buddy. You'll love this. I have a buddy who grew up in New York around you know, these a lot of kids like that, and he has a similar take that I do, and about it. And it's largely because when you've been around certain things, it just sucks the romanticism out of it. Any attempt at that. But either way, think about this. Think about, what are the characters like when you saw Star Wars, right, in you know, 1977, and I was older. I mean, I was older. Dyslexia is great. I was younger when Star Wars came out in 1977, so I wasn't one of these people who was living in the mid, you know, early to mid 70s, and then Star Wars came out, and there was this burst of positive energy, enthusiasm, and adventure to return to the old myths. So I think we kind of have to go back and find things that are not things that people kind of go and glaze over when they see, but talk about things like Star Wars. You can't talk about Star Wars anymore without it getting related to the new movies and then it becoming political, because they've done such a great job of politicizing it. But they haven't got around to Doc Savage yet. They haven't got around to the Shadow yet. Do you know what I'm saying? How do we do this? Yeah, who wins when society takes the black pill? Absolutely nobody. Nobody. And it's the easy way out. It's as dumb as taking, in my opinion, it's as dumb as taking the white pill. It's like, all right, like here's everything's positive, everything's negative. It's like, no, everything is work and everything is an opportunity to experience life. And get out there and do it. It tries to justify and indoctrinate communism. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Yep. It does. Yes, indeed. I haven't read all of J.D. Salinger's, but I find him to be very pessimistic, not my style of prose. He is pessimistic, and that was the thing, right? It's the Messiah complex for the average. And it's the craziest thing. Like, the world is not smart enough to get me. There was this really funny comedian back in the day, and I forget who it was. I want to say it was Stephen Wright, but I don't think it was. And he said something to the effect of, you know, they say there's one crazy person in every single room. I've never found him. And that's the point to me. That's the simple thing of Catcher in the Rye. If everybody in the entire world doesn't get you at all, the chances that you're Elon Musk are especially considering what we know of the character in Catcher in the Rye, it's a lot less likely that you're that, and a lot more likely that you need to get your you need a checkup from the neck up, as one of my coaches used to say. Yeah, that's kind of one of those things that I really would love to see people, you know, understand about that. Like, we've got an entire group of people who are coming up, and I won't say generation because I think they span several different groups, and they're not specific in a particular way, who don't know why they're miserable, and worse yet, they don't know how to laugh, and they don't know how to have fun. They're afraid to laugh. They're afraid to have a good time. So real positivity, the absence of anything that offends you, the kind of making everything soft and removing all the flavor from life leaves you miserable. There's nothing worth living for after that. It's awful. Hail to you, Wolfer. Good to see you, my friend. And hail, Sheep Hunter, Bradbury. Oh, Bradbury. Excellent. The two Rays, Ray Bradbury and Ray Harryhausen. But Ray Bradbury, absolutely. I have my giant collection of Ray Bradbury It's either upstairs or it's in here somewhere. The one that Barnes & Noble put out. But I love it. And absolutely great. Bretsky the Great. Great to see you here, my friend. Everybody hit like and share this stuff out. I encourage people to read Robert Heinlein. God, my goodness. That is my friend's favorite author. He's a sci-fi illustrator. And I think I showed you. He colored The Shadow, Hitler's Astrologer, 1941. I just took a fistful of mango pills. Dan, brother, you do you. You know we're good like that. You take as many mango pills as you would like, my friend. Mango is where it's at. Unless that's your pet name for me. Am I a fistful of mango pills to you? It's all right. Love is love. We don't judge in here. All right, people, we don't judge. Yeah, Bradbury, right on. And hail to you, my friend. It's great to have you here. And it's great to have all the channel members here, by the way. Those of you guys who are channel members, thank you so much. I do appreciate your support. Winsome and laughter is its own attractant. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. Everybody say hello to Dan. Martian Chronicles from Ray Bradbury are great. You know what I'd also say? In a weird sort of way, I think Isaac Asimov, too, really inspires me. That's something that people... I'm surprised. I mean, I remember when iRobot came out, but I'm surprised in this new sort of world that we live in where you could do shorter works that people haven't done some really awesome... in Blender or something, adaptations of Isaac Asimov, man. And hail Jeremy Burtz for saying hello to everybody. Slipstick, good to see you, my friend. Ellie Munoz, yeah, some of my favorite stories of Bradbury. Howdy, folks. Howdy, Bad Crow Comics. It's great to see you, my friend. I tip my cap to you. I'm glad that you're here. Jeremy Burtz, hello, hello. Everybody's saying hello. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, guys. I guess this is what I'm talking about, all right? You guys being here in the chat, Comicsgate, and what we have created here is really important for this work. Not just for the crowdfunding, not just for the chats, for the channel memberships, and all the stuff that makes everything easier for those of us who are creating this work. I know you guys know how hard we work. I know you guys know that we can't stop, won't stop. The grind don't stop. And we appreciate that. And I've been thinking a lot about the fact that, and I feel sad about this, in a sense, that there's a lot of people who don't have places like Comicsgate to hang out. They don't have places where people are talking about art. Like, all groups are going to have their stuff that is, like people having issues and all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, that's what makes all groups very similar. And no group is just one type of person. What makes us different, what all groups don't have, is levity, laughter, enthusiasm, and passion. That is what all groups don't have. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and I've been thinking about this, that I don't care if people hate us or say, hey, I don't want to look at their stuff. Do you know what those... Fine. I'm not going to try to help those people. If I throw somebody a life preserver and they throw it back at me and say I want one in a different color, that's it. We're done. We're good. You know what I'm saying? But it's different. I think that there is a group of people, and this is the thing that's amazing, who are looking for something. Much like what you see in Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, who are like, again, it's almost like The Matrix is a bad play on Atlas Shrugged. It's like, who is John Galt? Who is this person who is creating this thing? It's like, who is Morpheus and what is The Matrix? It's all sort of silly because it takes you to this sort of postmodernist dead end. And I think that that's the thing that's interesting to me. I think there's a lot of people who... they might be able to, and hail and hats off to people like Ethan for adopting it and saying, fine, if you want to call us this, we'll do it. We'll call ourselves this. We're not going to let you guys, paint a picture of us. We're going to seize that name, and we're going to make it something great. But I think about, I want a different color. That's a great analogy. It's absolutely true. Hey, El McShort, it's good to see you, my friend. I tip my cap to you. Glad you're here, guys. Yeah, because Comicsgate works. Amen. Wow, YouTube, I got the notification that you were on. Love your videos. Thank you so much, Big Short. I'm so glad. Ray, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Ray Bradbury could take you on an adventure, and it would feel as though you've been away for years. And you know what's so funny? I haven't read it, so let me start with that. Purple with pinky polka dots. That's right. Sure, if it works. That's right. There's a book. Have any of you guys read it? It's supposed to be really awesome, and it's like sort of like Avatar has got some influences of it. But it's about this planet that you go to, and it'll like wipe you out in seconds, and you have to train to be able to last 3 seconds there. And it's called Death World. And I've never read it, but my friend is a huge fan of Death World, and to me, it just sounds like one of the great, boys' adventure books. Oh, if you're a guy and you want to read a book about being a guy and, like, all of that stuff, I can't recommend enough Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World. That movie is the funniest... that book, not the movie. I haven't seen the movie. It's a head movie. That book, I listened to the audiobook version that's on YouTube practically till I memorized it as I was going to sleep. And the character of Professor Challenger is so great. The way it talks about science and just the fact that the framing of the story is a guy proposes to a girl and she's like, oh, there's just something about you just don't have that it quality. And the silliness of going on a quest to try to have that quality that some girl who's not into you might like, and the brilliance that comes out of it is so good, man. It's so great. Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah, Death World's supposed to be good. Christian was initially intended as an insult. It means little Christ. There you go. And you can adopt all of these things and change it. You're right. It's so true. Because it's your character cannot be affected by a label. That's the biggest thing I would say to anybody. People worry a little bit too much that a label is going to affect their character, and I find that the people who cling to labels the most are the ones who are the most, that they think give them some kind of prestige, are the people who are the most obsessed with external things defining them. They're worried about status. And there's a video I did about the difference between, where I read this Twitter thread, the difference between status and wealth creation games. And people who are interested in wealth creation games are fundamentally different than people who are about status. Atlas Shrugged is a story about the difference between people who are obsessed with wealth creation games and people who are obsessed with status. And the difference is very well articulated. When you think about this, it's like, Luke Skywalker at the start of Star Wars in 1977 was trying to join, essentially the Empire, if I'm not mistaken. He wants to go off to the academy and learn to be a pilot. And, that is a pretty amazing thing when you think about it. That's a status. I'm going to go do this. And it's like, no, you're going to be a farmer. You're going to do this other thing here. And that's the story. Like, can you imagine Sean telling the story of Star Wars like that? People would be like, why is it a big deal? It's like, what the hell? But he's like, his uncle's thinking about practicality. He's thinking about status. And in the end, he's got to figure out, what it is he wants to do, what is worth fighting for. And you see people go through that all the time. The idea that external status is going to make you feel better. Let me tell you guys, I've been around some high status places and around some high status people. And the people that orbit them, even if they're in the right room, never feel like they belong there. Status is a terrible way to find your happiness. Wow, this book needs to be multiple chapters. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I've heard of it. I fell asleep listening to Lost World and dreamed that I was almost eaten by a dinosaur. That's the dream you're going to have, man. Oh my gosh. Look, Nosfero is fanning someone with a red leaf. Yeah, that's... If only, right? I love that. Now I can't unsee it. You're killing me, man. Pete Callan, hail to you. The Manja Man, it is great to see you, man. Or the Mang Man. I'm not sure which one it is, but Pete Callan, hail to you. It's great to see you here, brother. Yeah, I mean, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for hitting the like. I ain't too proud to ask for it because it helps get these conversations going. Just bought a farm, so I guess I'm just going to be a farmer. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but yeah, just a farmer, right? So many historical things of what happens when you don't value farmers and let the bureaucracy run things, right? It's never a good thing. Slipstick is there. Hail, Pete Callan. Oh my gosh, Shipbird Militia, I tip my hat to you. New member, my friend. It is great to see you. Become a member. I'm going to have to add your name to the credits for the next show, man. That's fantastic. And I've got to do this. When you become a new member, you get some cheerleaders. That's how we do things. So this is for you, my friend. Charge! Hail! And thank you, my friend. Every bit of support helps. What's up? Nothing much, my friend. I will tell you. Well, we're all up, of course. But just working on Nosfero and just, getting to that final scene when the smack gets put down, so to speak. And, trying to create a world for you guys that takes you into those pulp stories, that takes you guys into another world, and it's positive and important. Thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. Really, I do. Much love. The Phantom will always be believable because of how the character is set up. You're right. The character setup for the Phantom is great. The Ghost Who Walks is one of the all-time great characters, and in some ways, you know, he was a massive influence on the ideas I started thinking about when I did Nosfero. I mean, I think Nosfero evolved to take on more elements of R.E. Howard and more, you know, because it lends itself so much to some things that I love about Conan and also some things that I love about Solomon Kane. It's just it's amazing how the art kind of can point you in directions sometimes and help you to see, you know, where it's supposed to go. But yeah, man, I love the Phantom. It is, it's just a cool character. I love the idea of the rings too. Nosfero has a ring, which is a very pulp thing because, you know, the Shadow has his ring. The Phantom has his ring. I love that stuff. Friends of the Phantom. What is up, Bordeaux? Good to see you, my friend. I tip my cap to you. David G, great to have you in the house. I hope you're doing well. Hail, Shant, and chat, listening on my way into work. Excellent, my friend, and thank you for the work that you do. Whatever you're doing in this world, when you're contributing to things and you're going out there and actually working, actually doing something, you're contributing in a way that we all benefit from. And to me, that kind of industriousness is the thing I'm most proud of in Comicsgate. So hail to you, David G. I love seeing a bunch of industrious people getting together and supporting the stuff they love. At McShort, farmers are some of the best people on earth. Amen. Yes, indeed. How's it going, Sean? It's going great, Bordeaux. How are you doing? Oh my God, do we have another member here? McShort, you're killing me, McShort. I bow to you. Thank you so much. My God, I appreciate it. I gotta send a cheerleader your way, McShort, so here you go. Your name's gonna have to be added to the credits too for the next show. And I have to say this, for both of our new members right now, I've got to send one more cheerleader out to you. I want you guys to notice that in the center of that cheerleader's outfit, right there on her shirt, it says Liberty. And that is what we're here for. And thank you. Charge! You guys are the best. Thank you so much. That marble pillar and darkness in that doorway is super impressive. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Here's the thing. I'm going to member up. Your art is great. Love it. And don't get a swelled head. Charge me. Oh, thank you, man. I don't know if I can ever get there. I appreciate it so much. Honestly, guys. You guys are great. If you're following... Hold on, my glasses just fell. Hang on a second here. If you're following the adventures of the Phantom, you're actually following the exploits of the 25th Phantom. I know. That is what is so cool to me about it, is speaking again about things we need culturally, the passing on from father to son of the Phantom, mantle, which is funny considering how obsessed they are about that, passing on mantles. Unfortunately, they wouldn't know how to do it. And the fact that one of the things the Phantom has to do is find a wife strong enough to be the wife of the Phantom to have the next child, which I find amazing. Such great stuff, man. Credits are going to get long. Yeah, they are, guys. Thank you. And that will be a blessing to have, man. Laugh out loud. Liberty for the win. Amen, McShort. Amen. Share the link and hit that like. Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, vive la liberté. Absolutely. Mods, I need a Indiegogo link. Hold on a second, Pete Callan. I got you. Hang on. Where are you, Pete? Whoa. Hang on, Pete. There you go. All right, brother. Check that out. Give it a shot now. Let me know if that's working for you, Pete. Is that working? All right, cool. What do you call it? But yeah, guys, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how do we make stuff that is really beautiful? Oh, I know what I was going to say. So about that column, I've been painting columns that are like that for a while, inspired by Frank Frazetta and Mobius and different artists like that. But when I did this piece for John Malin, that's going to be in his Visions book, and he did say it was okay for me to show this on stream, I had a real breakthrough in my understanding of painting them. And this piece right here, I'm going to try to angle it so you guys can sort of see where both the columns are. But this piece right here really was a breakthrough. And I thank Coach for that, man. Because sometimes when you get put on the spot and somebody says, hey, man, you know, you're doing a piece for me, and it's going to be on that level. You just sort of think to yourself, like, I've really got to bring my A game. And so things like painting let's see if I can get that to focus. Painting the detail on that skull and painting this figure and painting those scales, that was a huge, huge part of why I got more comfortable with painting things like the column and things like that and really getting that texture in there. And it's only getting better. So thank you, John, for that opportunity. I never look any opportunity, you know, gift horse in the mouth or any opportunity, I never look down my nose at it. I'm always appreciative for the stuff that I get, and I try to take the opportunities that I'm able to. Obviously, you know, Nosfero and this channel are my biggest priorities. And if you, if you're ever like, it's like, oh, where's Sean? Sean's usually if you don't see me for a bit, I'm either recharging, and more often than not, I'm writing. Because the writing aspect of this, it's not that it's not written, it's that, how do I word this? I write with the paint, if that makes sense. So sometimes I have to recharge because the difference between doing a single image painting and doing a comic book is really getting into a place where you have to kind of perform and act with the brush a little bit, if that makes sense. So I have to get to this place where I'm really in the heads of the characters so that they'll perform right. I don't know if that makes any sense, guys. I don't know if what I said makes any sense. But it's why I'm able to paint on stream, is because it's like when I'm ready to paint, I'm in it. Like, I'm just there. Like, here we go. And that's a big part of it for me. You know, that's a big part of what we do here. And that's why I love sharing this stuff with you guys, man. You know, that's what makes it fun. Hold on a second. I missed some chats here. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome, of course. Pete Callan, Mandarin, welcome. My wife's busting my balls all the time. Love her to death. Amen. Love it. I love the life, man. Yeah, John Malin is the man. Backed got me a head sketch too. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy cow. Wow. I gotta check that out. I don't think I've checked it today, actually, because I've just been painting all day. Oh my gosh, guys, we're at 530 backers. Pete Callan, my God, and we're at 32,935. We're almost to $33,000. We're almost to 33K. This is madness. Pete Callan, I gotta send a cheerleader your way, because that's what we do when people back the book. Thank you, sir. I doff my cap to you. God bless you. Thank you, my friend. That is wonderful. And God bless you. Thanks for the wrench. I promised to only get time. Oh my God, no, poor Coach. But we love Coach. Pete Callan, the Mang Man, or the Mancha Man, depending on. I think Malin has a wrench here too. Yes, he does. Not 100% sure. Yes, he definitely has a wrench. Let me see. Mighty Geek Studios YouTube channel. Yes, indeed. There it is, John. Thank you. Yeah, when I write, sometimes I act out my dialogue using different voices and accents. Me too. Yes, indeed. Oh my God, Jeremy Burns, what are you guys doing to me tonight? And hail, Caroline. Good to see you, my friend. Jeremy Burns, new channel member. My main man, it is great to have you as a member. That means a lot to me. You and I have been through a lot, man. You've been here for so many streams. It's an honor. It's wonderful to have you here as a channel member. Let me send a cheerleader your way, as you know. I am honored to do. Here you go, brother. Charge! I tip my cap to you, my friend. I doff my cap, my brother. You guys are gonna get me. It's like I'm feeling it. Much love. And yes, indeed, yes. Hello to you. I accidentally developed a Rodney Dangerfield voice. Listen, I love Rodney Dangerfield. Man. He's amazing. Shout's going to stream in the early morning more often now. Yeah, I might just. Well, the missus will be great with that. Backed months ago. Can't wait for this book. Let me tell you something, make sure. I thank you guys. All of you guys have backed. Whenever you have backed, it is never, ever lost on us. We would not be able to do this. I could not do this as a pre-order. I could not do this in any other way. I know you guys have seen these. I know I show these all the time. Oh, not all the time, but when you see the pages of this book, all of the painted pages, all of the scope, all of the action, the adventure, the pulp goodness, the creatures, the monsters, the rescues, all of these things. This is what you guys have paid for. The action and adventure. Do you guys have, like, these aren't even, all the pages, half the pages are over on the other side of this room, right? But this is the stuff that this book is about. This is what it is. It's about that beauty, you know, and it's about putting together. Oh my God, do we have a new channel member again? I just turned around for a second. Oh my God, Ellie Munoz, thank you for becoming a channel member, my friend. Holy cow. You guys are absolutely insane. Mrs. Njetti sounds like she would be interested in Brenda Star Reporter. Yes, she would. Oh my gosh, it's cheerleader night tonight. Ellie, thank you so much, my friend. I've got to send a cheerleader your way. Oh my gosh, guys. You guys are making me turn purple here. Charge! I doff my cap to you. I salute you. Thank you so much, Ellie. I do appreciate that. That means a lot. All you guys who are regulars in here, it's never lost on me. Thank you so much. I remember you painting most of those. They came out real nice. Thank you so much, man. Oh, thank you. I will tell you this. That was why, to me anyway, it was. I think Godlike is going to be one of Malin's many masterpieces to come, and I think that I'm really excited about the book. I don't know if he ever shares artwork with fellow artists, but I'd love for him to. I'd love to send artwork back and forth. He just seems like someone that would be fun to do with. But that it's a real honor to have my Nosfero piece in the Visions book he's putting together for Godlike, because I feel like there's just a lot of things we have that, how do I word it? There's a lot of things that he likes. I don't know if I ever told anybody this, but the first time I backed a Malin project, believe it or not, was because he was defending and saying positive things about Rob Liefeld. And I was like going, there's very few people who have the balls to kind of say, look, that guy's work has got something special about it that's fun and magical, and I love that stuff. And it just made me respect him, man. What is up, SDA? It is great to see you. Hey, lurk away, my friend. Lurk away. I'm always glad when you're here, my friend. And, you know, it's like this, guys. It's late, and I love streaming with you guys. And I just said, you know, I got to do this more. This is what I need. It's good for my soul. You know, it's good for my soul. Yes, indeed. Everybody's saying hello, 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 using those custom emojis. Thank you so much, guys. Let me see here. Zaid Comics YouTube channel. Yes, absolutely. Everybody's saying hello, hello. Jer! Shoth. Yeah, Malin is great. Yeah, Malin is great. Guys, I backed... the campaign closed I guess it was maybe a couple weeks ago or whatever. And I did a take on that trailer for the latest Graveyard Shift. But I backed the $60 tier just to get the Malin cover, because I think that is some next level work Malin is throwing down right now. He's really how do I word it? For a long time I could spot Malin's work when I see it. You just know it when you see it. But with that piece, there was an immaculate quality to that piece that was next level, and I love it. And I love seeing my fellow artists level up. Everybody's leveling up because you have to run, man. You have to move when you're in this crew. It's great, man. Yeah, Malin is great. Absolutely. Sheeple Hunter, it's great to see you. I think your art, especially your werewolves, would make an awesome tattoos. Oh my God, thank you. If there was a tattooist capable of doing them justice. You know what's interesting? When I did my first 2 art books on Indiegogo, one of my backers was a tattoo artist in Paris. And he started asking me about paints and art supplies, and of course, me being me, you know, I'm like still that dude from Chattanooga who says hello to everybody on the street, knows everybody at the post office. But I sent him some stuff like, these are the brushes I use, this is what I do, and he started sending me paintings. And he lives in I believe he lives in Paris. He's got a little girl, and he's a tattoo artist, and he said it got him really excited about painting. That's the stuff that makes me happy, man. When I hear about people getting excited about the arts, buying original artwork for their homes, or getting head sketches in their books, because this is the thing, what it's about. When you get that art sent to you, that is your artwork. Those are your originals. When you get that physical copy of Nosfero, that is your copy. That's going to be put into an envelope in this home. You know, it's not a large house either, so man, is that going to be something. But it's like, we'll, as Robert Downey Jr. says, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. But I love, that's what I love about art. I hope that when you guys see me paint, it makes you feel like, hey, I can get out some paint. Because it's your God-given right to be able to paint if you feel like it, or draw if you feel like it. It doesn't mean you're going to make a living off of it. And it doesn't mean you're going to, and I don't necessarily know if that's how anybody should approach things. I'm learning to play the violin because it brings something into my life. I will never have enough time in my life to get good at it, to do, quote, do anything with it except for enjoy the violin. It's that simple. But, yeah, absolutely. Oh, but thank you so much. Wow, that's oh, well, Malin is amazing, and thank you for that. That's incredibly kind of you. Rob Liefeld has always been able to create high-energy art and high-impact comics and characters that have stood the test of time, too. In the city, they just look at you funny when you're friendly like that. When I came off to college, people looked at me like I was out of my mind. They were like, what is wrong with him? Mason W. Yo, my neighbor is an amazing tattooer and owes me a favor. Said he'd give me a free tattoo. That's a great idea. Wow, Mason W. If you get that done, let me know, man. Post an image of that on Twitter. Let me see here. Hello, Mason W. Pete Callan. Liefeld sucks. It's okay, Pete Callan. You're welcome here. You're welcome here. John, how's it going? Matt Yackey recolored the original Youngblood Limited series. And it was rewritten. The text was rewritten. It was, I really loved it. I thought it came out really great. But, it's like, I get he's not everybody's cup of tea, but when you're a kid, growing up in Chattanooga and you see that Button Your Fly commercial with him, directed by Spike Lee, you're like, wow, maybe you can make it out of here and do something in the arts. It's wild. Show me your resume. I don't know if I have a resume. But you never know. My resume is... Oh my god, my resume is nuts. But yes. Let me see here. I mean nuts in terms of crazy, not in terms of amazing. Mason W, doing well yourself. Look at that. Everybody's checking to see how they're doing. Yeah, man. It's the thing about art for me is it's something that you just gotta... I don't know. It's something that you just gotta feel, like, in terms of the stuff that you like. Like, I understand. I've had people explain to me. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. I've had people explain to me. Someone was looking at Dave Stevens' Rocketeer. And there's a panel in the first volume, I guess we'll call it, of the Rocketeer, where Peavy is fitting Cliff Secord with a metal helmet. And he's lining it to see how it's going to fit. And a famous movie poster painter, who I was showing the book to, told me, if you look at it, the top of Cliff Secord's head's missing. Like, where the metal is sitting on his head, the top of his head can't possibly be there. And I remember looking at it and going, dang, he's right. But it's still, like, there's something about it and Dave Stevens' work where it's like, even when it's not perfect, it works and it has its beauty. And I'd say the same thing about Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's got that breathing to it. Do you know what I mean? I used to hate Liefeld, but I've softened on my stance in my older years. Yeah, he's made some legit contributions. Yeah, he's also a bit of a kook, no doubt. So I've given him some leeway. Right on. Everything's cool over here. Excellent. And it also commands cutting of cabbage. That's right, Jonathan Jetty, it does. My problem with him isn't his old stuff. It's his stuff from the last 15 years. It's lazy, cheats the fan, collects his check while his Sims buy it up and have to defend it. Well, you know what's so interesting to me is that, yes, indeed, the thing that's interesting to me is my favorite Liefeld issue, and I think Malin talked about what his favorite issue of Liefeld was. I can't remember which one it was, but my favorite one is actually the New Mutants issue number 98 with Deadpool on the cover. I liked his work when it was a little bit more Arthur Adams, and he got less noodly with the anatomy and more noodly with the over detailing in the face. And it was this perfect balance to me that I really loved about his stuff. And actually, what was I looking at just a little while ago? Shoot. Oh, it was, I wonder who inked it, but I think it was a Rob Liefeld cover with Moon Knight and Spider-Man on it. Do you guys know the one I'm talking about? That's my favorite era of Liefeld. I don't know if you guys know what I mean. Let me see here. Hold on a second here. I like the details like EVS, Matt Martin, Joe Ball, and Ringy. Yeah, absolutely. That stuff's great. And Bancroft. Yes. Amen. Jonathan Jetty, you just escaped the prison known as Academia. What are you going to do now? Going to Comicsgate. I'm forgetting some artists. Pete Callan. Yes. Okay, cool. You know what I mean. Yes, indeed. Oh, Lopresti, man. Hell yeah. Lopresti's the man. And I got to tell you, not to get step again into controversy as I've found myself before, I really like that Simon Bisley cover for Wraith of God too, and that's what I backed at. Love that, because I love Simon Bisley stuff. I like the stuff that's quirky. Like, I like that sort of surreal aspect to it. And it's the same way when there's certain stuff that Mobius does that's incredibly accurate, and then there's stuff that he does that's really playful. And that's the stuff I dig. Another artist that Malin and I are both fans of, to go off on another bizarre sort of tangent, I just got the collected edition of this book, and it is... Shoot, let's see if I can reach it now. This thing is like a phone book. But I just got Jodorowsky, the Jodorowsky Library issue 3, and it has the 20-something pages in it of the Arms of Metabaron work that Travis Charest did. And guys, I gotta tell you, I hate to hold this over my artwork, to be honest, but dang, son. Travis is the man. I love his traditional stuff. Like, look at the detail in that interior of the cockpit. Tell me that that isn't amazing. I mean, that is some crazy stuff, man. That is some crazy stuff. Oh my gosh, even this page, I was like about to move on from it. Look at what he did here. It's a simple little thing in a sense. Like, it looks simple. But look at how he let that edge light create that wonderful haloing effect around that face and that detail. And then where Metabaron is, kind of going into this, like, sort of stasis state right here. They have this print error in this book, by the way, that they have not corrected through any of the publications of it, where it looks like a word balloon or something cut out the artwork. It's ridiculous. My kids have no idea what a phone book is. Yeah, absolutely great book. Yeah, man, I tell you what, I'm loving that stuff, man. It's great stuff. What's up, Paulus Arts? How are you doing? I just watched the video about the Metabaron. Always has the best art. Yes, it does, man. The Metabaron's is great. Sean, yeah, they don't know what a phone book is, man. And actually, now they're 17, man. It's getting crazy. It blurs the line of cartooning and fine art. Pete Callan, you ain't kidding. And I gotta tell you, look at this ship, man. Look at this ship. How sick is that? Like, that is beautiful, dude. I mean, the stuff that he does. We were talking about this. I think Malin and I were talking about this at some point, or he was talking about it on his stream, and I mentioned this to him, or I agreed with him. I said, dude, I just had to write you a message to say I totally agree with you. He said, I would buy a 20-page Travis Charest book for $100. Like, I would back it at the $100 tier to have that. Like, that's how good his stuff is. I don't care how short the book is. Every page that this dude does is freaking amazing. I mean, this is some breathtaking stuff, guys. And that's what I really want to do. Like, that's the stuff that inspires me. That's what Nosfero is about to me, is trying to, like, I look at Frazetta's stuff and I look at, all of the artists I love, and I'm like, I've got to make werewolves that just blow people's minds. Yeah. Can you believe this ship? We got to start. Oh my God. How do we get original art from you? Well, there's the head sketches inside the book, and then there's the pen and ink sketches. Then there were the gouache sketches, watercolor sketches, or now they're going to be kind of acrylic sketches, but the water media sketches, full color, that are sold out. And I still haven't decided, like, if I'm going to... I mean, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to sell any originals, to be honest, largely because for the archival sort of thing, like, I've got to make sure I know where stuff is. But I sell originals. I do commissions once I'm done with the commissions I have for this book. So, it's a few people have bought my Cyberfrog card art original just sold to Comic Book One. He owns the original for that. Oh gosh, what am I saying? We were saying, how do we get original art from you? I forgot. There's 2 original artworks that are going to be incredibly pricey, but that are available, and it's I don't sell published originals for under $1,000, so it's just something to know. Actually, it's more like $1,200, but the pinup of... There's one pinup I haven't shown anybody that's going to be in the Visions book, that because I don't have John's permission to show it. But there's also the Downcast original pinup that's in oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking. CG Vacation. Phil, I'm so sorry. My brain is just putting it this hour. And that's the one with the girls, with the girl with the goggles, the giant shark, and all of that stuff. And that piece is twice as big as the Nosfero original page. So it is pinup size. So I think it is, gosh, I want to say 13 by 20, but you guys know the one I'm talking about. The True Greats make it look effortless. Too kind. Oh gosh, jeez, Pete Callan, thank you so much. That was very kind of you to say. It would be at least 24 pages for me to back at $100. Maybe I'm a snob. Yes, that's right. I'm with you, Paul. I understand. I must be tired. I botched your. Listen, that's all right. I don't ever notice it. Nor should you. They're worth $1,000 easy. Don't blame you. I have a hard time selling published pages. Amen. Yes, guys. Yes. CG Vacation. My brother Phil. I would love to commission a variant cover from you, Sean, next year for one of my original IP comics. Yeah, listen, you guys let me know. I always say this, if once I'm on the other side of this stuff too, if you've got the dime, I've got the time. That's how it works, man. Comicsgate is, God bless it, is not about playing status games. It's about playing wealth creation games, and we're all in this to make money and have a career. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I'm fortunate to have a lot of people like my plumber John Davidson, who's a terrific guy. I'm surrounded by a lot of people with skill, and I believe in paying people for their skill. And I know you guys do too. That's why we're here. Just get some. There we go. Get those lines in there. Get some motion happening. I love this job, guys. You guys make it so worth it. I'm loving the feel of this book. Thank you, guys. Oh, my goodness. You guys are the best. Thank you. I already CG Vacation. It's amazing. Oh, that's awesome. Have I gotten CG Vacation yet? I know I backed it. Phil will have to let me know. I don't do oils. Oils are so complicated. They're the devil. Anna, if you're out there, amazing work with oils. Mixing flesh tones, guys. Let me just say this: as I taught college for 18 years. I've taught a lot of amazing students. I taught at was widely considered to be and may still be considered to be the #1 art school in the country, and I did that for about 15 years. Let me tell you this: Anna has exceptional painting skills, and she's the kind of person to where I think if she may do this, I mean, I don't know, but if she were to spend some time with, I mean, somebody like serious, somebody like super tier level painter, and study, at an atelier like with somebody like Nick Alm, or somebody like there's only a handful of people that you can really get this kind of stuff from. I don't think there's an end to where she could go with her work. I really think that she could take it, as far as she wants to take it, because she has that skill, man. Anna's awesome. Oh, someone sent her. Oh, she's painting right now. Awesome, terrific. Someone drop her a chat and tell her that I was just praising her work. Let's see here. Yeah, the only reason I work at the post office is to build my entertainment company. I know the pension and benefits are nice, but creating comics is much better. Yeah, listen, man, again, hail to the post office. God bless you. Oh, Anna's painting right now. That's awesome. Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, Anna rocks the oils and can draw like a fiend, too. Yeah, she's a great artist. Yeah, Anna is a true talent, and she does it like it's no big thing. She does. Yeah, Jeff Watts. There you go. But her weight gain... I'm not going to read that. Pete, you almost got me, Pete Callan. You almost got me. I was thinking about line weight and the weight of brushstrokes. Oh my God, you guys are killing me. Yeah. Yes, she is. Yeah, guys, tell her I was just singing her praises over here. Oil paints are not easy. No, they are not. It's a supernatural story, not trying to fit into a superhero universe. Awesome. Sounds cool. I love all that stuff. H.P. Lovecraft is one of my big influences. Love H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I often think about Anna. Yeah, I've got to send some. At some point, I've got to get a direct message thing going with her on Twitter. We've been in a couple of groups at the same time, but I'd love to send her a message sometime. I mean, we've messaged back and forth on Instagram, but about like having her on to talk about painting. I would love to talk to her about her art, and just get into some of the detailed aspects of it, because I like talking to artists. I like hearing from artists and hearing about the stuff that inspires them and the stuff that they look to, because you don't get to have the thing about when you see boxers. I love boxing. You guys know this, but the thing about it is that there are certain conversations that people in boxing can only have with other people who have this like really crazy high-end understanding of it. And it's incredibly satisfying. It's why when we talk comics and we talk pulp, and we talk about stories and all this stuff here, you get to have a higher caliber of conversation, because you guys know a lot of stuff I don't know, and it just makes it really fun. And I'd love to see, I'd love to have just a conversation with her about oils and media and why she works the way that she does. Let me see here. Where do we go? Mighty Gasuda, It's a Supernatural Story. Excellent. Met Jeff Watts. Excellent. Anna Eats Dirt. Yes, I know, Pete. You almost got me, Pete. SDA, oh yeah. How was he? There you go. She oil paints faster than some people. Get out sequentials. You're absolutely right. It's really impressive. She is, yeah. Just dropped her a line in chat. Excellent. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, she's terrific. Make short stop. Well, Shanth, you kind of are the artist. Would stand to reason you would interview artists well too. Yeah, I like to talk to people who are passionate about this stuff, man, because it's so important to me. It's art really does open doors, and it really does help people. It really does help people feel inspired in their lives, and I try to surround myself with art. Like, if there's one bit of advice, because we were talking about positivity and we were talking about the stories and the things that inspire us, and I would say this, is that if there's one thing I would advise anybody to do is, and I don't mean to get all like Jordan Peterson on this stuff, he talks about cleaning your room and all that stuff, but I would say look at the space you spend the most time in and do something nice for yourself. Get yourself a poster, a piece of artwork, something that you like. Go online, go shopping, whatever you got to do to get some artwork or something like that up in there, and make a space that is actually a joy for you to come into. Because, and I'm guilty of this myself, of letting my studio space be the space where all of the stuff piles up, where all of the stuff gets crazy. And I started saying to myself, like, it can't just be what I see on that screen when I come into work that's pleasant. I got to make a space around me where there's actual stuff that inspires me. And I want you guys to know this, man. If it's putting your Comicsgate books around you, whatever it is, you deserve it, man. You deserve to have a space. Joseph Campbell talked about this a lot. You deserve to have a place that is your bliss station. It's the place where you go to recharge, where you see, even if you're not actively reading them, you see the spines of the books that you love and that you're passionate about. I think that stuff is incredibly important for us as human beings, to have a place that just recharges us and inspires us. And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be whatever you're into, whatever the stuff that you like is. And sometimes it's having those, like Ethan, I know, has all of he likes to have readable copies of the comics that he loves, the actual individual issues. I think that's great. That's the stuff you should have, man. Yeah, surround yourself with art. I don't if T-Bear would be happy with that. Heck, man, I love Art T-Bear, man. That guy, his inking, first of all, black and white looks amazing. I can't wait to get that book. And I loved doing his intro with the fish in his mouth. That's of the Comicsgate Kings intros that I've done, that is my absolute favorite intro ever. I think it's up there. It's definitely up there. But yeah, Art T-Bear, his inks over Arthur Adams on the quote new Fantastic Four issues, where it's Wolverine, Ghost Rider. That would have been back in the 90s. Freaking amazing. That was a major influence. A formative work for me was seeing that stuff. Art is the man. Art's awesome. Love that dude. Pete Callen, yes, indeed. Bless Station, yeah, I like that, yeah. Well, Bliss Station, more important. Bliss, but Bless is good too. I like that too. Cool. I've been following him for the last 7 or 8 years. Seems very knowledgeable. I like his YouTube channel. Very cool. That's right. Paulus, awesome. He was once at old San Diego Comic-Con headquarters before he moved. God, I can't read. You guys know how I read. Before he moved to his current location. I buy 2 copies of a book, 1 reader, 1 saver. That's how you got to do it. And yes, indeed, thumbs up and hat tip to you, SDA. Yeah, I mean, that's the stuff, right, that makes it happen. Now, when I say surrounding yourself with that stuff, I also mean you've got 2 people right now in Comicsgate who are Bob Rossing it for you right now. How cool is that? You know? I mean, it's like, you've got 2 people who are artists who I guess is more accurately what Eric July would describe it as, who are in this space. Hail Eric July. And hail Razor Fist while we're at it. That are painting in traditional media at this hour. Now, Anna, I say this with love, it's not nearly as difficult to paint at this hour where you are. I mean, it's like, what, only 2:11 in the morning? You know, it's like, oh, man. Yeah, we keep crazy hours here at CG. My wife is going to be up soon and be like, what the hell are you doing, kid? She won't ask that, actually. She'll just be laughing. She'll go, are you still up? And the answer is yes. Let me see here. Yes, indeed. RT Bear's YouTube channel. Do check it out. Yes, indeed. I buy 2 copies. Right on. Yes, indeed. Yes, absolutely, brother. Tip my cap to you. Nice. I didn't know that. Yeah, man. Very cool. RT Bear's black and white guys. Looking beautiful. Looking beautiful. Yep. Eric July, Young Rippa. Yes, indeed. Young Rippa's the man. Skip Edwards Art. It's great to see you, brother. How you doing? Anna only paints eyes. Yeah, man. But it's like, well, you've seen some of her larger work that she's done, like the painting she did of Gina Carano. That was beautiful, dude. That stuff is great, man. And she also can draw really well. And thank you for the links, John. You're dropping links like Oscar Mayer in here, man. It's awesome. Pete Callan, I just woke up. My sleep's all over the place. Amen. That's right. Paulus, I went there to see if I could volunteer before San Diego Comic-Con and went in the back room and found out they were drawing some naked dude. It happens. You know, it's going to happen some of these days. Jeremy Burtz, hey, Skip Edwards. Oh, man, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for becoming channel members. I do appreciate it. Bordeaux, I didn't see that. There you go. Hey, Jeremy Burtz, indeed. Yeah, I mean, guys, we've got so much stuff here. Bancroft is the only artist I know of which keeps normal hours, unless you count Rob Arnold, of course. Rob Arnold is a great artist. I've said it for years. You know, he did the cover on the Lucent 2. And that was I can't believe Bancroft, had the humility to let Rob, be the cover artist on that. That's some next level stuff. I think that speaks to Bancroft's humility and also Rob Arnold's genius. I mean, I think that's the core feature right there. There we go. I love Rob, man. Rob, there are certain people who just freaking absolutely hit my funny bone, man, with their jokes. And that dude, he has leveled me a few times. My wife always has this joke where, she's always like, I have a dry wit. And she does. My wife, the relationship advice from me at this hour is the same relationship advice you hear from so many people. Find somebody who can absolutely make you laugh. And that woman absolutely cracks me up, man. And she's a classy lady. She says, hi, Comicsgate, whenever she's in the room and passing through. God bless her. Love that lady. She's got your back, and I've got your back, and that's what it's about. That's what we got to do here. Sean, do you have any thoughts on Mid-Journey? You're going to have to give me more details. No, I don't. I don't know. I haven't seen it, or no. I feel like I'm missing something here. Like I should know what that is. Skip Edwards' YouTube channel. Yes, indeed, guys. Check it out. Right there. The link is right there in the chat. SDA, sign me up. There you go. Skip Edwards, sleight of hand, sign up. There it is, man. Right there. Yes, Paulus. Yeah, you guys are the best, man. But you know what? There's too much cool stuff that is going on in this space. And like I said, we talked about positivity. When you go and you see Anna painting, take it from somebody who, I will tell you this, my studio mate and one of my best friends who's done artwork, science fiction artwork. He's done Conan covers. He's done official Star Trek artwork. He's done stuff for pretty much, almost every amazing property you could imagine. He's done stuff for, right? And so this is a guy I shared a studio with, and he's an incredible oil landscape painter, and he's a professor at my alma mater. He is a serious, and a polymath, I should add. He's also a genius. So these are the kinds of people I spend a lot of time hanging out with. Let me tell you something. Anna has got serious skills and serious chops. And she's a credit to what we're doing here as artists. And I hope she continues to develop them. And, might I add, my daughter is a big fan of hers as well. So, there you go. Yeah, my daughter thinks Anna is pretty cool. So, there you go. What are you going to do? Yes, indeed. Bow to Mrs. Ingetti, of course. We love Mrs. Ingetti. Mrs. Ingetti is where it's at. Oh, AI artwork. That's right. Yes. I urge you to try it. No, I've seen it. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, Studio A, Mrs. Ingetti, right? Amen. Yeah, there you go. Yes, I haven't tried it yet, but guys, this is the thing. The only reason I haven't tried any of those things is because the list of stuff I need to try, I've been watching people mess with it and come up with stuff, and it's cool. But the only reason I haven't tried that stuff is because everything I do has to tie either into the YouTube channel, the family stuff, and then of course Nosfero. Now, I guarantee you, my son, who is a Blender artist, is probably doing some of, like, playing with it. He probably has messed with it because he works as a professional Blender artist doing special effects stuff. Or, sorry, doing animated stuff for history documentaries. And so he's amazing. So I'm sure he's messed with it. Yes, indeed, Snuggies bookmarks versus stickers. I do have a bookmark in there. Please go and back that campaign. Please back that bookmark. CG does have the best women. It absolutely does. Yeah. I mean, Aunt Andrea really, set the bar very high. I think Yanzi is another shining example of that. And then you just keep going on down the line. And it's just, it's incredible. It's incredible. I love seeing, I love that. I remember for me, one of the biggest influences artist-wise and inspiration-wise in terms of childhood heroes was Todd McFarlane. And Todd always talked about Wanda, and he always talked about having his family. I mean, a lot of us watched Cyan grow up in the letters pages of his books. And to see that she's going into medical school, recently I remember he posted on Instagram that she had gotten into medical school. And I'm thinking, wow, there's going to, like, that little girl that, that little baby he had when he started Image Comics is now going to be a doctor. Think about how amazing that is. Yes, indeed. Yes, Mandy, Rini, and of course, Shelley Lepresti. When I made the Comicsgate Kings intro, I made sure to have both Yanzi and Shelley Lepresti in that. So, yeah, just, like, I can't overstate my respect, yeah. Mama always said, pick your battles. Can't do it all. Amen. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to, My profile pick, cool, is Midjourney AI, Jodorowsky's Tron. Holy cow. Oh, that's cool, man. Nice. Oh, that's really cool. It really is a paradigm shift along with open chat AI. There you go, man. Wow. Let me see here. I love to hang out with your son, Sean, and you, of course, SDA. Yeah, man. Well, we'll be doing stuff at some point. If there's a Comicsgate convention, if we do the For the Fans Con, I'm bringing my family there. Like, absolutely bringing my family there. Yeah, no doubt. Aaron Lepresti's YouTube channel. Yes, check it out. Aaron Lepresti's Wraith of God. I cannot wait for the second book of that. It's gonna be great. Yeah, Nerium, Anna, no doubt, and lots of skill there too. Yanzi's kicking ass, man. Yanzi's doing some great work. Think I'm falling asleep, folks. It's 5:30 a.m. Absolutely understood. A.m. later, Sean. Peace out. Yeah, you're right. It is almost 5:30 here. GM Paulus. Yes. Oh, good night, Paulus. Yep, I understand. Anna, that Star Wars Girl YouTube channel, and she's live painting right now. And so hail to you, Anna. SDA, the art of Anna, that Star Wars Girl YouTube channel, and that's where she's painting right now. Yes, indeed. And then Anna also is, I guess it's still live, has a cosplay calendar, Gamer Edition. I think that's her second calendar. So guys, do check that out and back it if you have not. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, but just so many people doing great stuff, man. And so many people, even Kelsey Shannon, I think, was talking. Hail, Kelsey, wherever you are, brother. Kelsey was talking about, that he'd ordered a bunch of Bristol and is breaking out the traditional media again. Like, for that tactile contact. It's weird. We're having a bad impact on each other, That stuff, man. Yes, indeed. Nerium's Noah's YouTube channel. There you go. Yeah, check that out, guys. Thank you, by the way, John. Thank you for dropping all these links. I appreciate it, brother. But yeah, there's there's just so many people doing cool stuff right now. And I just would encourage you guys, to just keep being inspired by it. I cannot wait to see what Kelsey does. I just can't wait to see. I mean, I've seen his stuff and it's awesome, but I can't wait to see him doing more and more traditional work because, he's got fire in his hand, man. And he's a art lover as well. Him and I both love to talk art and Art T-Bear, of course, Oh, man. It's too funny. That's got to be one of the cooler names an artist can have, right? Is Art. Arthur or Art it's a good way to go. And yeah, that snake ain't gonna make it, as they say. There we go. Now, that's going to be, because I did promise people that there would be some actual horror in this, so you got to make it happen. Let's see here, John, Mandy Summers, yes indeed, Gemshock issue number 1. Look at Mandy, another CG lady would have worked her ass off to get where she is, never took. Oh yeah, sorry. Look at Mandy, another CG lady would worked her ass off to get where she is, never took the easy route, and never ran from anything amazing. You're right, Mandy is amazing. Yes, also, I gotcha. Also, Mandy, sorry, Pete, you caught me cold twice, man. My God, you guys are killing me. Laugh out loud. If I could shoot. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Sorry. I tell you what, man. When you guys type something, if you misspell it, I'm never going to be able to read it because I misread things. On top of that, hold on a second here. There you go. All right. Let's see. How's that? Let's see what we can do here. All right. Welcome, Andy. Good to see you, my friend. Hello. How are you doing? Your and kinda don't want none unless you got buns. And let me tell you something. That song is the truth. Do not confuse yourselves. Jeremy Bird saying hello, of course. Andy is here. Good to see Andy. Ellie is here. Man, I can't read this stuff, man. You guys are crazy. Most of the artists in CG work traditionally. Let me tell you something, and I don't mind saying this. I'll call him out. Our human sunbeam, Ethan Van Sciver, is an insane circus freak the way he works. I love it. The way he describes his writing process is, and just how it kind of comes to you in images, I really relate to that. But watching him work in pen and ink is, like, I don't understand how, I love it. I do not understand how his brain works that way. Like, it is nuts to see somebody do that. I mean, it's like, there's a reason why he was at the level he was at in the mainstream. And something that everybody, I think it's really important that people understand, the caliber, the different calibers Ethan has proven himself on as an artist. And Todd McFarlane goes, of course, is an exemplar of that, which is to be, just because you're on the level of success in the mainstream industry, which is already incredibly hard to do. So that's a remarkable accomplishment in and of itself. But to be at the level that he is as an independent creator as well speaks volumes to what caliber of artist he is. And that's just a statement of fact. That's just a statement of fact. I wouldn't even consider that a compliment. It's not a compliment to say that Manny Pacquiao is an all-time great as a boxer. It is not a compliment. It is a statement of fact. But when you watch him work, you get a sense of why he's at the level he's at, and why he's been able to, why his talent and his spirit, frankly, has been able to weather a lot of the stuff that he's been through. He's a strong person and he's a skilled person, and strength, character, and skill will see you through many a storm, and it will bring much into your life. And I would encourage people to really be proud. To be in a place where you've got so many driven and talented people coming together that you're supporting and that actually care about the audience and actually care and are passionate about this stuff and about sharing the process with you. I feel always very inspired and very blessed to have, the audience that I have of people who support the stuff and inspire me and allow us to do what we're doing, because it is a total leap of faith to do this stuff. And thank you guys so much for having our back. We appreciate it. Yes, indeed, Andy Contreras, Elbow Cough, indeed. Yes, American Comics Company, thank you. You know who I wish would get more love? Donald. Yes, Donald DeLay. Dude's too hidden. He needs not to be. Yeah, his stuff is great, man. Yeah, misspelling is a real thing. Amen. Even with my misspelling, thanks. Yeah, that's right. I just read straight through. Yes, indeed. CG customer gratitude. That is so completely true, guys. All right, guys, so here's what we're going to do. It is 5:30 in the morning, so I'm going to have to update my credits for the next stream. For all of you guys who are new channel members, thank you so much for becoming channel members. Thank you so much for that. It means the world to us. I can't wait to tell my wife when she wakes up, probably in about 15 to 20 minutes, how many new channel members we have on this channel. But I want to thank you guys for being here. Please make sure you've liked the stream and subscribed to it. It does help with the algorithm. It is what it is. And I just want to say that I could not be prouder to be around you guys. I'm going to close out with the credits that we have for this channel. I always have all of my channel members' names in the credits. Oh my gosh, Pete Callen became a new member. I'm really going to have to update those credits for the next stream. Hail Pete Callen. Wow, indeed. Let me play a cheerleader for you before we wrap up. You guys are going to kill me on the way out, right? Thank you so much, Pete Callen. That means a lot to me, man. I really appreciate it. Bow indeed. Hail, Pete Callen. I just got here, stream another few hours. I'd love to. The December membership. December is the Shoth membership drive. Let's go. You got it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. So I'm going to close this out with our credits. Thank you, Sumo Thori. Good night to you, my friend. And everybody go check out Anna. She's painting right now. And that's the fun part of it, guys. Check out Anna and tell her I said hello, and let's keep kicking ass, guys. Let's keep making great artwork. Let's stay positive. Let's keep getting people inspired. And I wish nothing but the best for you guys. All right, have a wonderful day, wonderful evening wherever you are in this world. Okay, and yes, Sheeple Hunter, absolutely be well, my friend. Yes, indeed. Yes, Shanthraid over at Anna's, guys. Make it happen. And you guys all take care, and here are our closing credits. Thank you guys so much. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Denzel first, then I'm going to play our closing credits. So thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. So here you go.
Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy, so keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
Hard work, dedication,